Benjamin Betts. It's all about the Benjamin Betts, baby. You know what's up? Yes, Benjamin Betts, baby. All right, welcome everybody to Benjamin Betts, the show where I wish I had a bye week because my picks have been so bad. So bad. I need a bye. I think that's something we have to build into the show, Corey, is when you're on like a losing streak like I'm on, you need a bye week. But with me, as I've mentioned here, is my co-host Corey. The point of Benjamin Betts, our show, make money, but not for ourselves. Not for ourselves. All of our winnings go to charity. But listeners, you do whatever you want with your money. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. So just journey along with us, follow our picks. We love doing what we do.
You know, I don't want to, like, you can take a bye and that's fine. That makes sense. I'm not doing too poorly, but I started off not great and you were carrying us the first 2 weeks. So it's just returning the favor. That's all. I feel like this is a Jared week this week.
We need it. We need the week to come together where we're both 3-0. That's where the magic and the money for charity really happens. But let me ask you this, Corey. Do you know our overall record through 5 weeks?
I want to say we were 14-10 the last time I did this, and then we had last week. So I'm going to say 16-14.
We are 16-14 and not
Let's
trending in a great direction. Coming off of week 3, we were 12-6. We were sitting pretty, a beautiful betting. Win 2 out of every 3, you can go home with some money. But yes, we are sneaking in at a couple games above 500. Our mortgage, you know what our mortgage record is?
We're 3-2 in our mortgage.
That is correct. We are 3-2. So right now I'm saying bet the mortgage. I think I talked a lot of mess. I was 8-1, or I think 8-1 going into our first 3 weeks. Like I was feeling the juices. But now I'm cooling hard. But I agree. I feel good about this week. The last 2 weeks, it was in my bones. I think I even said I was nervous. I don't feel nervous about what I'm spitting out tonight. How do you feel?
Yeah, no, I don't. I look at this. I think through 5 weeks now, so this is rolling into week 6. I think we have a bearing of what teams are at this point, and I think the lines reflect it, and I feel good about that. And so I think we can make really good predictions based on what we've seen, and still be really close to getting these bets and getting this parlay hit. I know we're 16-14, but didn't Chris Berman used to be like above the Mendoza line or something like that? He always talked about the Mendoza line. We're above 500, so you've made money still. We're fine, and your mortgage has been paid, and so you don't have to worry about where you're living right now. So we're still okay, Jared. We've always said, 60% win rate is where we want to be, but 50%. We're still in the zone. We're still living in Vegas. We're okay. Maybe we're not in that penthouse we want to be in, but we're still there.
Yeah, with 50%, we're still working our second job, which in Vegas may not be very pretty. So I don't know. Well, let's kick us off. We're in week 6 of the NFL. Bye weeks started last week. We're seeing them play into what's going on this week. A lot of interesting narratives in the NFLs. We've got some injuries that are going to maybe potentially impact some of our picks. But I'm going to throw it to you and say, where do you want to kick us off?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going first.
I'm throwing it to you. We're rolling with you.
All right. Well, I got a pick here, but of course, before we go into a pick, I got to play a clip for everybody. Just kind of tee this up real fast.
Oh, I know I don't think I see what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking. I know good and well y'all ain't gambling back here. It's supposed to be a Chinese restaurant.
What you doing in here, James?
You about to go to jail. You about to go to jail, and all your little friends. Everybody pack up your stuff. Let's get out of here. Pack up your stuff. Let's go.
Let's talk outside.
You want to talk outside?
Yes.
Chinese restaurant on Crenshaw.
You come up in here, you ain't show me no badge. You ain't even for you.
Where's my clip?
I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Kenny, come on, Kenny.
Come on.
Come on, Kenny.
Do it.
I'll shoot you. Say you fell in the kitchen.
Come on.
I'll shoot you. They fell in the kitchen.
Oh my gosh. It's just so good. Like, Don. That's Don Cheadle, isn't it?
As Don Cheadle
Don
running
Cheadle as a bootlegging. Oh, it's just so. And I know this is, he's got his hand out. Don't talk to me like that, James. Like I can just see it. Don't talk to me like that. Don't disrespect me. It's just such a great movie.
He does put the hand out. It was so good. All the people in the back of the Chinese restaurant gambling. Don't shoot me. I'll make it look like it fell in the kitchen. Has got to be Vikings at Bears. They're both not doing well. 1-4. But Jared, the Vikings, they're not in good shape right now. Jefferson's out. Okay, he's on IR. That's basically their team, if you didn't know. I don't know. Kirk Cousins has zero value to me without Justin Jefferson catching the ball. Did you know that man has started like 53 straight games? Like Jefferson doesn't get hurt. So
Yeah, no,
they're-
it's very
they're-
dependable.
they're 2.5-point favorites, which is wild at Chicago. I think the Bears, I know they were terrible the first 4 games of the season, but much like your fantasy team, which is now back to life, I think the Bears are back to life. Give me Bears plus 2.5. I'll take the points in Chicago. I think the Bears run away with this game. And if we wanted to get sneaky, I'd do some alternate spread bet. I would take Bears minus 2.5.
Wow.
I think this is going to be Bears win. And I know this is when you say, "Oh, let's do the money line." Let's just stay with the Bears plus 2.5. I don't want to get weird and crazy. Let's just keep the Bears plus 2.5.
No, I
That's
like
my first
that,
one.
especially with all the one possession games that the Vikings seem to play, especially over the last 2 seasons. I'm with
Yeah.
you. Let's take the 2.5. I'm going to. Last week, I thought Cowboys Niners was going to be the game. Like I thought we were going to see a defensive standoff, lower scoring. The Niners embarrassed the Cowboys on national TV. So I'm looking at this Niners Browns game. I understand the Browns have a good defense too, but I personally believe that the 49ers are the best team in the NFL. I think they'll beat the Eagles. I don't understand how this line isn't above a touchdown. I don't get it. What, Deshaun Watson is all of a sudden going to just turn it on? Like, no way. San Francisco minus 5.5? Sure. Great. Yes.
Yeah. It must there must be bad weather or something, because it's also the line is the over under is set at 37.5. So like you start playing the weird math, and it's like if the Niners are going to cover and win by 6, you're looking at scores that are like very low. 24 12 or something odd, like, you know what I mean? So I think if we're looking at both of these to try to pick something, but yeah, I think the Niners, they offense and defense, this is the story
team.
of and it's the story of the modern day NFL, right? You have a rookie, or not a rookie quarterback, but you have a quarterback on a rookie contract. They can build a team around him, and he doesn't make mistakes. Brock Purdy is not making mistakes, and he's cheap. And now they can have people like Fred Warner and Crenshaw. That was from the Rush. McCafferty and all the boys, everybody, all the cast of characters. So yeah, man, I'm with you, baby. Minus 5.5. We're rolling with the Niners.
I'm looking at the weather right now. High of 57, low of 51 in Cleveland. No rain.
Is it sunny?
No rain.
Yeah, baby.
No, there's rain the day before. There's supposed to be some rain the day after. I understand things could switch. But even in the muck, I feel like the muck favors the 49ers, because then you're going to have a slower Cleveland offense. And I could see this game ending 14-3 San Francisco.
Yeah.
Like, I just think I honestly feel like that's a very disrespectful line when you look down and you're giving Miami 13.5 against Carolina. Like the 49ers offense is legit, and I'm rolling with it, baby.
I like it. Let's go. Minus 5.5. I want to go to a place where I don't see points scored. I'm taking the under in this game. Philadelphia at the New York Jets. The over under is 41 points. I know there's a scenario where the Eagles probably could get 2 pick sixes and just some wildness could happen and maybe they run up the score, but I don't think the Jets are scoring here. And I truly don't think the Jets have a decent defense. So I think the Eagles, they'll cover. They're favored by 7 points, but I don't see the Jets moving the ball. And the Jets have the lowest amount of plays that they average every game in the NFL. It's like 50 plays a game. It's the lowest in the league. So the combined with the way the Eagles can run the ball with Swift and Gainwell and Hurts, coupled with the Jets' slow pace, I don't see how we get to 41 points in this game. Give me Eagles 24-10, maybe 27-10 Eagles. So give me under 41 points, Eagles at Jets.
I like that. I'm taking my next pick, and I'm going with a momentum pick. So last week, Corey, what was your pick in the Houston game? What'd you have?
Ooh, Houston plus 2.5.
And who were they playing?
They were playing the Atlanta Falcons.
They were playing and what happened at the end of that game?
Yeah, Ritter drove them down the field. They got a game-winning field goal. Desmond Ritter.
I'm not saying pick up Ritter in your fantasy league, but what I am saying is take the Falcons minus 2.5 against one of the biggest doo-doo teams in the NFL right now. At home, minus 2.5. Yes. Like
I'm picking up Ritter. Why should I not pick him up? I drop him.
Listen. This is purely like you got some good mojo. The Texans were coming off a big win over the Pittsburgh Steelers the week before, just embarrassed them. I think that's a big win. I think there's a lot of young talent on the Falcons. There's supposed to be young talent on the Commanders, but Magic, go ahead and sell your share, brother, because the Commanders aren't doing a whole lot for you this year. Sam Howell is trash, and I just think they will pull it out by more than a field goal down in Atlanta.
I like it. Okay, I love that. Let's go. I do have a waiver claim in for Desmond Ritter, so let's see. We haven't talked about our trade that you offered me in fantasy, which looked very enticing, and then I realized they're both on bye.
Listen, I'm not saying it needs. No. I'm not saying it needs to happen this week. I'm not saying it needs to happen this week. I'm saying if this was a week 7 trade, I think that's a value. I think that's a fair, equal value trade. I'm not saying take it this week. I know they're both on bye this week. I'm not trying to push that right now. I'm saying think about it for next week when everybody's off their bye.
Okay. I'll think about it for next week. I feel like I got a pack of Pokemon cards and I realized they're all fake. And I opened them up. I'm like, what? What's up with fake cards?
This was not intended to be a pull the wool over your eyes trade.
Well,
I'm not trying to insult your intelligence that you can read who's on bye and who's not on bye this week.
Oh, man. All right. This next game that I'm going to pick is taking us to a city, but it needs a clip.
Good roll, man. This table's hot. I want some of this money. Get me in this game. Come on.
Sir, you're aware that there's a $50,000 buy-in this evening?
If that's the case, give me $100,000 in chips. Let me have a Diet Pepsi and some hot wings. This 7 I'm about to roll is for the 27 years Mandela spent in that prison and couldn't get no justice and took all that crap. That's why I ain't gonna crap out. No! This one is for Mandela!
And this one is for the Raiders!
No connection there. None whatsoever.
They're in Vegas. They're rolling craps. And this game is going to be craps. That's what I'm telling you. This is going to be 7s and 11s. It's craps. Patriots at Raiders. Monday Night Football. I watched 2 teams that I thought could score points in the Packers and Raiders go 17-13. 30 points. The Patriots are going to maybe score 3, and then the Raiders maybe score 17 again. So I'm going under again. Maybe that's my trend this week. 41.5 is the under on this one. Jared, it ain't gonna get anywhere near that point total. So give me under 41.5. I don't know. I think the Patriots are playing Mac Jones because they are trying to tank. I've heard theories of like, oh, they should just tank the season, so don't play Mac. Well, that is what they're doing. They're playing him so they can tank the season. They're not getting anywhere near 41.5 points. I'll give your boy Jacobs. He's on your fantasy team. He'll have 2 touchdowns, but there's no way the Patriots are scoring a touchdown.
No, it's funny as I was going to this game, but I was going to take the Raiders minus 3.5. So I'm going elsewhere now.
Go elsewhere. This is a lock, baby. We're not going to put in the mortgage, but it's a lock. There's no way they're scoring 41.5.
Well, then I'm taking us down to Mammy. Give me Panthers money line +6. No, I can't.
Oh my gosh! I'm like, what? I'm off. I'll see you next week.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Well, I did have another bet, but I'm a little worried it is going to be roped into our mortgage, especially since a certain team was coming off of a bye week and didn't play last week. So I think
rope them in, baby. Rope them in.
I think I will venture away from our Cincinnati Seahawks game, as I have a gut feeling. Here's my other true gut feeling. Pure gut feeling. The Cowboys are a good team. Are they a great team? Are they a Super Bowl team? No. But both of these teams are all over the place right now on Monday Night Football. However, if one thing the Cowboys have, they don't have great decision making. They don't always have the skill players that they need, but they have pride, Corey. Like, they have pride. Is it misplaced sometimes? Yes. But you know what? I'm calling a bounce back game for Dallas. Going in to the Chargers. The Chargers have some injuries that they're dealing with. Their defense has not showed up. I think Dallas probably wins this game convincingly. And then it's right back to the hype train. Oh, they went to San Francisco and lost real bad, and then they win this game by 20. And yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm taking Dallas on Monday Night Football -2.5.
Oh, baby. Okay, we really roll. Oh, man. That would be a feeling to be 5-0 and rooting for the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. My gosh. I'll be getting my Dallas Cowboys jersey that I don't own, be putting that on, make my wife wear the jersey, get Ellis a jersey, get the dogs a jersey.
Do it.
Come on, Dak.
I'd be doing my Dak pregame hip workout, if you've ever seen the clips on that. I'd be doing that all over our house right now.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, I like that. I think that is standard Cowboys right there for sure, getting written off and then coming back. That this is the trends in the make bets. The difference between the NFL and the NBA. NBA, you can really ride the momentum. NFL, you almost got to go because the adjustments that they make week to week are just so good, and there's so many different, chess moves that go into these things. So, yeah, I can see that, and the Chargers aren't going to scare anybody. I do. I mean, they have all the talent in the world, but I don't know. I could see them losing that game for sure. So, okay, -2.5. Cowboys win by field goal.
Corey, I got a problem.
What's your problem?
I gambled all my mortgage money away at the dog track.
Oh, at the dog track? You didn't listen to the dog podcast that we do to pick your dog with. Well, Jared, go take a loan out and get your mortgage right. Double down, baby. Because we got a goodie. It's time for a winning streak this year. We flip-flopped the first 5 weeks here. Win, loss, win, loss, win. Time for another win. I had a backup just in case you wanted to go Seahawks, hit the Bengals. It was fine, and you could, but you were correct that it was part of this, and so I appreciate you saying, okay, be cool, my babies. I look at this, and there is not a way we lose this one. I know I've been picking unders. I'm picking 2 overs,
Oh,
and then we're gonna tease them down. And I'm also gonna break a cardinal rule that we have. But first game,
oh no! Don't you bet on Thursday night football? Don't you bet on Thursday night football?
41 points. Gino, he had a little scare 2 weeks ago with his knee. He's fine. 41 points. We all saw, Burrow and Chase, and they're putting up points. I'm a little scared as a Seahawks fan. This is in Cincinnati, but there will be points scored. I give you that. So I'm not going to make us all sit on the edge of our seat for a Seahawks win, but there'll be points scored. And then Jared, yes, you called it. We have to do it. We have to do it. The Miami Dolphins are still scoring points on the Denver Broncos. That still happened. Hold on. Oh, yeah, Raheem Mostert just scored another touchdown. They're still scoring. Kansas City, they don't have all that firepower, but they could put up 43 points, which is what this will be teased down to, by themselves. Denver puts in, give us 14 points, Denver. Just chip in a little bit. Mahomes and the guys, 30. 43 points. We can hit that on Thursday night. Taylor Swift will probably be there. It will be fine. We'll be fine. Chiefs will cover. Denver will be Denver.
No.
This is Russell Wilson is out of the league if this game doesn't go well. You can't tell me that doesn't fire up a person. Give me 43 points combined with Seahawks Bengals 41 points. Call your mortgage lender. You're good.
All right. Well, let's recap really quick before we take ourselves out. For our regular 6-team parlay, and again, we put $10 down on one big 6-team parlay, and then we put $10 down on each individual. That adds up to 70. We've got Niners going into Cleveland -5.5. 49ers, I believe, best team in the league right now. I'm not trying to dog on Myles Garrett and that dog pound D up there in Cleveland, but I just think that the Niners walk away with this by more than a touchdown. Jared's momentum pick, Falcons coming off a hot last-second field goal win against Houston. The Commanders, the worst named football team next to the Texans, in my opinion, are looking like Dookie. Take the Falcons -2.5. Corey taking, worst is worst here. Minnesota going into the Bears. But he says, believe in Fields, believe in DJ Moore's 49-point fantasy explosion last week. Kirk Cousins is a heap of mess. Don't give him another Netflix special. Take the Bears. Moving on, we're going down to what aims to be, in Corey's opinion, and I don't disagree, a low-scoring affair in Vegas. Take the under, Patriots versus Raiders. If you ever wonder if Belichick or Tom Brady won those Super Bowls, it was Tom Brady. Just believe in that. Moving on, Eagles, hot, other 5-0 undefeated team coming into the Jets. I agree, low-scoring affair here. The Eagles do not have as prolific of an offense as they did last year. The Jets have a good defense. The Eagles have a good defense. I'm taking under. Corey's taking under. And then what could be the pièce de résistance of our but our betting week? Dallas bounced back against the Chargers. Take Dallas -2.5. And then Corey's going over Thursday night special, Broncos at Chiefs, teasing that down. Take the over in this game. And then the same thing with the Seahawks visiting the Bengals. Both of those teams are hot, so we should see some points there. Teasing that down, taking the over there. That is our week 6. That is all of our prognostication and our prophetic advice to all of our listeners.
So, if we hit it, we're at. Oh, I have this on the tees right now. What are we bringing home here when we hit this bet?
If we hit the 6-team, we are looking at $485.85 is what we'd be bringing home for $10.
Come on, baby.
If you're
I feel good about that.
If you're really feeling dirty, though, and you don't tease Corey's bets, though, and you do an 8-team parlay, We get you $10, winning you $1,800, a little over $1,800.
You know, I figure once we hit the 6-teamer, I think we move on to the 7-teamer. But we
Oh
got to get
yeah.
the 6.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We will definitely move on for that. But yeah, we are this is week 6 is going to take us, we're a third of the way through the football season after this is said and done.
Oh, that's
Uh,
so sad.
I know. I know, I know. So,
Man, okay.
but that's okay. Corey mentioned some rumbling about NBA preseasons. And like I
Oh yeah,
mentioned,
man.
and like I mentioned last week, we've got a small teaser episode about League of Legends esports that should be dropping after this episode, but be looking for a little special coming out as we approach the World Tournament for League of Legends.
Yeah, Jared, I know you want to take that in-game bet right now. Blazers minus 16.5 against the New Zealand Breakers. I know you want to take that minus 114 right now.
Oh no.
I mean, get your money in minus 20,000. Blazers just win the game. So, I mean, there you go.
I could just honestly give this is how sad it is. I care more and am more interested in playoff MLB than I am in preseason NBA right now.
Oh, that's blasphemous.
That is
blasphemous.
That is where I'm at. That double play in the Braves games last night was spectacular. There's parity, Corey. All the big teams are losing or are in a series. It's fun right now in baseball. I can't believe I'm saying it.
When the Mariners lost, I didn't care anymore. So, it was over for me. I guess I'll say go Astros. It's what my family would pick. So,
can you name the only team statistically? They did a breakdown of who's rooting for who in the playoffs right now, and there is one state that is rooting for the Rangers currently because the state of Texas is collectively rooting for the Astros. What state was the only state that is rooting for the Rangers right now?
I want to say like Louisiana or Oklahoma, but the way you asked me that question, I'm going to go left field and say Alaska.
Alaska. Should have listened to reason. It was Oklahoma.
Oh, dang it. Oklahoma. Makes too much sense.
It made too much sense. I did bait you in quite well, if I do say so myself. But that's why this is not a trivia. On the way out, I will say I am looking at odds for what everybody knew was going to be the WNBA finals. Liberty versus Aces. I don't think there was any questions there. The other teams might not have well played the season. Let's talk about where there's no parity, the WNBA.
No, they the Aces, they're gonna repeat, right? I mean, is that
I think stacked. So. I might as well be looking at something that says China versus Korea in the League of Legends finals. Like same thing.
No, I mean Asia Wilson? Is she on the Aces?
Everybody's on it. It's 2 all-star teams, man.
But she's good. I mean, she's like incredible. I there was the time I dabbled in a little WNBA betting, and I feel like I bet on her. Yeah, Asia Wilson. Yeah. These teams are stacked now.
They're stacked.
I can't believe they each lost games. How did they even lose games?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Hopefully the WNBA doesn't become the NBA where there's load management.
I know they don't load manage. That should be the slogan of the WNBA. WNBA. We don't load manage.
There you go.
Boom, they're there.
I love it.
If they just had a robust betting system at the games, and you had to be at the game to make bets, hugely popular. It would change the WNBA.
I think the world is already corrupt enough that we don't need in-game betting. That would 100% would figure out a way to sway these games. 100%, you cannot do that.
Aren't you kind of curious how they would sway them though? Like,
100. I'm imagining like AI micro like darts being fired at balls to like just slightly alter the I would love to be on a think tank with the worst people in the betting world to figure out how to alter these things, because I would have so much fun thinking of devious ways.
They install like little vibration systems in the hoop that like every time the ball hits the rim, it like shakes and
Yes.
then just ricochets the ball off a little bit.
If the Astros
like
can
that.
get away with thumping on a trash can to call signs to alter games, believe you me, especially in the WA where they ain't making that much money, games will get altered. Games
my
will get
God.
altered. 100%.
That is totally like they just got caught. Because you can't tell me there aren't other teams in baseball figuring out ways to like
Well, no, that's
communicate sign stealing.
it's what every professional athlete says. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. Like,
Yeah, it's totally.
every play in the NFL, there probably is a holding call. We live in in the world of sports, subjective space, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's just how it is. But as corrupt as it already feels, I would hate to see it become that much more corrupt. It's like asking me if I want cancer or if I want like my finger pricked. Like that's the difference I feel like, right? Finger pricked isn't good enough. Do I want my left eye cut out or do I want a life-threatening disease? Right now, my left eye gets cut out in sports betting and how it affects
That's true.
scores and ends. But do I want a life-threatening disease live? No, I don't.
Maybe you already have one. You don't even know it.
Maybe, man. I was reading conspiracy theories tonight that I could go
Oh, jeez.
like all sports are fixed, and I don't even want to go down all that route.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a dark road. So anyway, it's a great episode. We're gonna get that parlay and hope that it's not fixed. Let's do it.
All right, this has been Benjamin Betts for Jared and Corey. We'll catch you guys next week for week 7. Be sure to tune in to the special esports episode dropping later this week.
Yeah.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.
Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Hey, I'm Zach,
And I'm Mike.
and we have a fantastic new podcast to tell you about. Bros, Foes, and Heroes. It's the two of us looking into the world of comics, breaking down some characters that you may have never heard of, and some that are just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, so Zach comes up with a character each time, and I go into it just completely blind. I don't know who this person is or what their abilities are or anything, and basically I guess we kind of go over their origin story and just some of the ridiculous stuff that maybe, especially Golden Age stuff.
Oh, Golden Age stuff is always the best, and we will make sure to highlight all of the shenanigans and just absolute weirdness of everything.
Yeah, that's right. So subscribe today and follow us on Instagram at Bros, Foes, Heroes.
And if you don't, I know where you live. Not really, but please subscribe.
Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Hi, I'm Hank. You might remember me from a show called King of the Hill. Check out a King of the Hill rewatch podcast. These boys ain't right, but they are funny. Find the podcast anywhere you get your podcasts or at roguemedianetwork.com. I tell you what.